Why is getting so many young adults to get out and get a job so hard? Have you ever noticed that the hardest part isn't actually them getting the job? It's everything that happens while, I don't know, we're waiting for them to get one. Right? You leave for work every morning, maybe hoping today's the day. Something's going to change. And maybe they get up early. Maybe they'll make a few calls. Maybe they'll finally start building some momentum. Then you pull back into the driveway after a long day of work, and before you've even walked through the door, you've got that pit in your stomach. Like, what am I going to walk into today? Not because you don't love your son or daughter, because you're tired. I mean, I know I get tired of carrying the responsibility, tired of wondering if anything is actually changing, tired of, I don't know, conversations that seem to go in circles, just go nowhere. Did you apply anywhere today? Yeah. Where? Indeed. You applied at Indeed? How many applications did you do? A few. Any interviews? Low key, forgot to look. I'll look tomorrow. Does that conversation almost sound exactly the same? And eventually, you kind of catch yourself, I don't know, lowering the bar. Maybe if they just get a part time job. Hell, maybe if they just get out of the house today. Maybe just show me something. Not because you've stopped believing in them, because, I don't know, your hope has started getting tired. And here's the part I don't think enough of us really even talk about. This doesn't just affect the relationship between, I don't know, you and your young adult, you and your kid. It affects the entire home. One parent usually carries the financial pressure while the other carries the emotional pressure. And think of the parents that are single parents that don't have both and they're trying to manage all of this. It's incredibly challenging. It's hard enough for two people. I can't even imagine one. Nobody prepares you for this stage of parenting. You spend 18 years teaching your kids to become independent, and then one day, poof, they're adults. And you kind of had this expectation, but they're adults wearing pajamas on a Tuesday afternoon. And somehow you're wondering if asking them to empty the dishwasher is going to turn into World War III. The relationship changes. And I think most of us keep reaching for the same tools we used to always use. More reminders, more conversations, more pressure. And eventually, I don't know, you realize something that's really hard to admit. You've stopped feeling like a parent. You've started feeling like a manager of another adult. You're checking in, you're following up, you're trying to motivate. You're having to micromanage the most simplest of things. Trying to figure out what's actually happening while you're at work all day long. That one is exhausting. Here's what I've come to realize. The tools that worked when they were 14 don't work anymore, right? A curfew, a chore chart, another lecture. Those were built for parents. I guess those were built for parenting a child. Helping a young adult move towards independence takes something different. Meanwhile, your younger adult feels pressure too, and you can't forget that. Hell, they're probably scared they're going to let you down. Maybe except for in extreme cases. But sometimes avoiding becomes easier than failing. They know the expectations. They know the frustration you're feeling. And after enough conversations, they end the same way. A lot of them just stop talking. Some sleep more, some disappear into their phone or video games, some stay in their room. Some tell you what you want to hear. They just pacified you again because they honestly don't know what else to say. Not because they're bad kids, because everyone in the house has become stuck. And when frustration becomes the language of the relationship, growth usually stops. I mean, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this through raising, we have a lot of kids. So through raising all of these kids, through the years of managing people, hiring people, coaching people, working with young adults who were trying to figure life out, and through countless conversations that all seem to circle back to the same place. The pattern I keep seeing is this. It's rarely just a motivation problem. It's usually a process problem. We're trying to solve an adult problem with parenting systems that were built for a child. And the more frustrated everyone becomes, the less things move forward. So instead of asking, why aren't they trying harder? I started asking a different question. What's actually standing in their way? I started asking questions about the words they were saying, because sometimes it isn't motivation. Sometimes it's confidence. Sometimes it's fear. Maybe it's direction. Sometimes it's simply not knowing what the next step even is. If any of those sound like your house, I think it's important that you hear something. You are not alone, right? You're not failing as a parent. You're trying to solve a problem that has changed without anyone handing you a different set of tools. That's why I started the channel, not because I've got all the answers. I don't. But because I think there's a lot of good parents lying awake at night wondering if they're helping or maybe accidentally making things worse. I felt that. I don't think we need another parenting lecture. And I think we need better conversations, better questions, and maybe just a different way of looking at the stage of parenting. I mean, if this sounds like your family, I'd love to have you join me. I'm going to try every week at least talk about something honestly about what's working and what isn't, how we can help our young adults more towards independence, I think without losing ourselves, right? Or our relationship with them in the process. I mean, that's super important because maybe forward momentum starts with asking better questions.